All right, so didn't want to bore you too much with the setup here, but you can see I've got my tempered glass installed from Whitestone Don't Shine Twice on Dome. But when you get the iPhone 15 Pro or Pro Max, I think you're going to go ahead and face this screen, so we can go ahead and hit continue now. And I like the little animations that they have set up here. So currently you can see it's set, default set to silent mode, and you just give it a long press on here and it should do it. Oops, wrong button. Got to get used to that. So now you can see it's set to silent. And now it's now ring, and you can swipe amongst all these different things. You can turn it to focus mode, camera, flashlight, voice memo, and you can do magnifier and shortcuts and accessibility and no action. So I'm going to leave it to default right now for the vibrate mute switch. But being able to create a shortcut, this could actually be something great. Now, once I get all my applications and everything installed, then I'll go ahead and set it to probably a nice shortcut. Anyway, that is the action button which you'll see when you're going through your setup for your new iPhone. All right, guys, so here is the 13 Pro Max, 14 Pro Max, and 15 Pro Max. And ultimately what I noticed on here is that it appears to be a little bit more narrow. It's a lot thinner, and it's way more lightweight in the hand. Incredible how much more lightweight it is. I wasn't expecting it to be thinner, but it just feels so much better in the hand from the 13 Pro Max. And if you have the 14 Pro Max, it's the same thing. It's going to be a lot thinner, a little bit more narrow. It's a little bit smaller. It's actually pretty nice because you have no more of the titanium or the shiny sides. It's actually really, really sleek, man. I figured it would feel better in the hand, but I didn't know how much better it would feel in the hand. So if you have a 13 or a 14 Pro Max or even a 12 Pro Max, you really don't have to switch to this unless you just want the latest version of the cameras and a slightly better feel in hand for the hardware, because the software is going to feel exactly the same. Now, I got all my apps installed on here that I'm going to put on here. I'll start to sign in to some of them, but ultimately, folks, this is an unboxing and first impressions for the iPhone 15 Pro Max. There's really not much to it. It's just to start using it, and that's all it is. So I'm going to go ahead and finish signing into all of my applications. I didn't do a restore for one good purpose. I wanted to make sure everything was going onto the phone brand new. Sometimes when I do a restore for some phones, it tends to mess up the device, and something goes wrong, and I don't know what it is, and so I end up having to reset it or something like that. So now when I get a new device, I pretty much just set it up as new, and I dial in all of my applications one at a time, because I don't have that many applications. So I don't know if I labeled it properly for you guys, but this is a 512 titanium blue iPhone 15 Pro Max, and it's pretty decent, man. I think for me, I'm more shocked at how it feels in the hand. This thing feels very solid in the hand, man. It is really, really nice, and I can't wait to set up the basically action button here and get that set to how I want it over time, because I'm going to be switching that out to an application basically, and I think it's going to be really nice to be able to have this button right here. Actually, I need to change the font, the screen size, to have that button go to something that I want it to be. And so I'm gonna get that a lot bigger, almost jumbo size. There we go. You can see it now. But yeah, man, the iPhone 15 Pro Max, I told you guys I would get this and I was going to go for the natural color. I saw it in person. Now, I'm going to be honest. I really wanted the natural color, but I couldn't get it because it seems like that's the popular color. But then after I saw it in person, I was like, well, I'm glad I didn't order it. I'm glad I didn't order it. It seems like it's gray almost, and which is cool and everything. But as you know, blue is one of my favorite colors, and wouldn't you know it, they happen to have one blue in the entire store. So what I did was, the date kept getting pushed back further and further for the iPhone 15 Pro Max. And so I opted to just walk into a store and then try to get it. And so I was willing to just walk in there because when I got to the store, folks, I didn't record anything. It was so freaking crowded. I mean, it was packed. And so I didn't record anything. I just wasn't, and I'm not gonna record. I'm just trying to get in and get out. It's 100 degrees outside, and I want to stand in this line. I don't want to stand in this line and then not be able to get a device. So the line started to break free, and then I was able to get to the front of the line, and it was less than like a minute, but it was such a long line. They were getting people signed and checked in and see what they were there for, because they didn't just want people roaming the store for some reason and just looking. You could go in, but you had to wait in line to go in. Because I heard people saying, I'm just looking, I'm going to go in and see if I can buy a phone or whatever. And they want to know what kind of phone and all these kind of things, so they can stop you from going in if they don't have it. So when I got to the front of the line, after waiting for about a minute or so, I'm telling you folks, it was packed, and they had a lot of employees out there clearing this line. The girl asked me what I wanted. I said, any Pro model. It could be a small one. It could be a big one. It doesn't matter. And then she said, oh, we're sold out of everything I can tell you. Is there a specific color that you want? And then I said, at this point, no, I'll take any color. And she said, she refreshed. I watched her refresh, and boom, this 512 titanium blue popped up just like that. It popped up, and I was like, I'll take it. She said, it's a 512. I said, I don't care. I'll take it. I'll take it. And then I just went in and bought it. It's the unlocked one, obviously. So I went in and bought it and walked out. And that was that. So I'm going to be, if you want to see footage of this phone right away, depending on when you're watching this, head over to my car channel, and I'll always tell you guys what I'm using on my car channel. But I'm going to start probably using this phone on my car channel to record a lot of content. I don't know if I'll use it that much on this channel, because I do have a Sigma lens that I use right now that I'm using. The Sigma lens really gives true tones, and it's just a really good setup I have for my top-down shot. But nonetheless, I will definitely be using this on my car channel a whole bunch. I've got a lot of accessories for this, so that's why I started this video off and started with the Whitestone Dome, because I have a boatload of tempered glasses, and I always support Whitestone Dome with theirs, so they get to make it into the official video for this. So if you want a Whitestone Dome tempered glass, be sure to head over there and get you one. But it's your man Jay. First impressions of this device: it is lightweight in comparison to the other iPhones. I promise you, if you have another one of the iPhones, and I have all of them, I even have a 12 in that. Well, it's 12 Pro Max. It's not mine. We passed it on to Nathan, but he picked it up and he was like, "Whoa!" We actually went to the Apple Store together, and we found out we couldn't hang out in there and just look around. We just bounced after that. But he has the 12 Pro Max still, 512, and he was like, "Wow, this thing is lightweight," and that is the first thing that's going to hit you if you have one of the older generation iPhones. So he has the 12 Pro Max, and then I have the 13 and 14 right here. And I'm telling you, these are super heavy in comparison. Don't take it literally in this sense. They're not super heavy, I shouldn't say it like that. It's a little dramatic, but I will tell you, one-on-one, you're going to like the way this feels way better than the 13 and 14 Pro Max or any of those previous Maxes. Those feel really heavy in comparison, and this is nice. So my concerns are going to be like still fingerprints around the edges and wear around the edges or whatever. Even though this is titanium, it still can scratch and get banged up like the next thing. But at the same time, it is so lightweight. And so I've got a beautiful case from Andar. I will show you that in another video. But it is your man Jay. First impressions of the 15 Pro Max. It's nice. It is nice. I'm not harping on Type-C and all that kind of stuff. I'm just getting ready to pair up my watch. I'm getting ready to go out and actually start shooting video with this already. So Yeah, I got some content I want to record, but it is a little bit, the phone footprint is smaller, but you pretty much have the same size screen. And if they're telling you got a bigger screen, you pretty much just looks to appear to have a smaller footprint, which makes it appear to have a much bigger screen than reality what it is. But it's really nice, man. I could appreciate what they're doing here, but in the end, it's just an iPhone. So if you're like me and you drop $1,500 on this thing, I hope you enjoy it. Get your money's worth, because I'm going to put this bad boy to work. I'm going to make sure these cameras show off best the ability that I could do with them on my car channel. It's your man Jay. Hope you guys enjoyed. Let's kick this iPhone season off right. The 15 Pro Max is here. Take care.